Today I'm a bit upset. Today I want to address some of the myths, some of the things that I hear online about winning your ex back and those formulas and the things that you can see online. I want to spend, I don't know how long would be the video, 5 or 10 minutes discussing those 3 myths. I think it's important for you whether you want to get back with your ex or move forward, because a breakup is an opportunity for you to learn. I mean, if you have those ideas in your head, those beliefs about breakups, about your situation, you're never going to make the right decisions for your relationship. And you'll end up in a situation that's not working for you, maybe even more depressed or anxious than you are now. So watch this video, it is important. 3 myths about winning your ex back. I want to spend 2 minutes about the stories we are telling ourselves. We always tell ourselves stories. The problem is not about telling ourselves stories, is you need to understand that you're actually telling yourself some stories. When you lose someone you love, it's normal to try to make sense of the situation. We had something special, especially if the breakup is a shocking breakup, you didn't see it coming. And basically we're obsessed right after a breakup to make sense of things. Maybe it's something that I said, maybe it's something that I've done, maybe it's about what we had 6 months ago, about this argument. Maybe sometimes we feel like it's just a bad dream and I wake up. The thing is, we always go through this phase in a way of denial, thinking of, oh yeah, that can't be true. There's something wrong, that can't be true. I want to tell you, and sorry if you want me to tell you things you want to hear, yes, do this. Drink this bottle of magic spell and you get your ex back. No, I'm going to tell you what you need to hear. And the idea of this video is to deconstruct those stories, the things that we tell ourselves. And usually we are very prone to listening to those stories when we feel bad. So how do we process a breakup? And then I give you the 3 myths, don't worry. We process a breakup, it's an active process. Sometimes people feel like, I'm passive. They broke up with me. I have to suffer this. It's an active process. The thing is, most people seek help. That's why, I don't know, there's no study about that, but I spoke with a friend the other day and he started to see a therapist after a difficult breakup. And I think these are times in people's life when we have no other option of like, okay, this is a massive life event. I need to figure out, I need to find support to figure out what to do. I need to support to understand what's going on with myself and also understanding what should I do going forward. And so that's why it's an active process, because you need time to reflect. So if you are sitting at home and actually you're watching these videos, you're already reflecting. I don't have to convince you about this. What I need to convince you about is you need a bit of time to reflect. Don't think like, okay, I watched this video from this French dude, very insightful, cool. Let's get back together. You need to do the work, whether it's with me, with a therapist, someone you know, or a trusted friend. It's really important to spend that time to reflect away from the relationship. There are a few tools in the description. Have a look if you want to dive deeper. The point here is not to have a checklist here. Have a look. There's like few documents that you can use. Let's start with the first myth. If only they knew how much I love them, then will we get back together? This is very common. Let me know actually in the comment section if you relate to one of those myths, 3 of those myths, 2 of those myths. When you have this narrative, well, if they knew how much I love them, how much they're important, you create those behaviors around pleading, begging, take me back, please, at all costs. But that will create the wrong image. Most of the time, especially with avoidant, people, they don't base their decision based on your feelings. They base it on their feelings, right? So if I decide to break up with you and tell me, but you can't because I love you, that wouldn't force me to change my decision because I made the decision based on myself. Now, in few cases, when you feel you took the relationship for granted, you took their partner for granted, and they felt disconnected, they felt you didn't invest in the relationship, that could have an effect, but that won't be enough, regardless, because those words would be like, it's too late. Okay? So the thing is, yes, it's something that we have to tell, that we want to tell our partner, but that's not how you will get back together. And thinking that reciprocity in that case is the right tool to get back with your ex is not the right tool. The thing is, you don't want to force yourself in their life. Yes, you love them. Yes, they're important in your life, but that's not what will bring you back together. So it's important to process this and understand that if you want to get back together, using this argument won't bring you back. Second myth, love will solve everything. Because we're in love, because he loves me, because she loves me, it's going to work out eventually. Now, the problem is that when I looked at the research, love alone, not only research, also experience from my clients, can't fix deep incompatibilities. Unfortunately, love is not enough. And there's a very famous reels from Jimmy on Relationship, who apparently looks like me, but I don't agree, who talks about that love is not enough. No, love is not enough. The thing is, love is just a signal, it's just a feeling. But you have work to be done, especially around unresolved issues, hurts. You can't repair everything just because you love someone. It's an active process to repair a relationship. What you also have to understand is that you have two things. I call it the exciting and the boring bits. The exciting bit is love, chemistry. I feel great with this person. We have this complicity. We share values. And all of these are essential and important in any relationship. Then the boring bit is my partner is empathetic. He or she invests in the relationship. They acknowledge when they're wrong. I feel like we are teammates. This is not really exciting. These are not the things that you'll see in romantic movies, but they are equally important as the exciting bits. So in a relationship, basically, you need to have both. Exciting bits, boring bits. It's not the right, I don't know if you have another better way of explaining this or wording those concepts. But people are, oh yeah, but we had this chemistry, etc. Yeah, but do they want to commit? Did you feel teammate with them? Did you feel respected? Well, not so much, but we had. No, that's not enough. You need those two things. Same way, but it's easier to argue that it's not the right relationship. He respects me, he's very invested, but I don't feel the spark, right? So it's easier usually to break up with those people, right? Only have those boring bits because it's boring. But when it's just like only about exciting things about the relationship, we tend to forget that, hold on, I need more than that. So yeah, love is not enough and love will not solve everything. And so the thing is, reflect on this past relationship and figure out whether this relationship is meeting your emotional needs. And it's important because sometimes we want to rescue the relationship because we feel the loss, because we have feelings for that person, but feelings are not necessarily the right things to assess if you want to make sure that this relationship is right for you. You can be in love with someone abusive. You can be in love with someone who would provide a toxic relationship. It happens all the time. So I'm not saying like that's your case, but just to give you an example, you can have strong feelings for someone who treats you in the wrong way if you don't do the work of reflecting on your needs. Third myth, I can change to be perfect for them. Don't get me wrong, if you want to get back together, things need to change, obviously. The problem is when you drive self-improvement that is not about yourself, but it's directed because of you, forced on you. When you do that, you create resentment, you create instability. What will happen is that in 6 months, a year's time, you'll feel I'm not myself anymore. So working on yourself doesn't mean changing who you are, right? It's about working on your insecurities. Maybe if you have an anxious attachment style, developing a secure attachment style. But the thing is, and that's really important, let's take the example of you have an anxious attachment style, your partner has an avoidant attachment style. Personal growth is key. You will never be happy together if you don't create that secure base. But guess what? As you work towards creating a secure base, they need to work at creating a secure base. And you can have secure anxious, secure avoidant, that will work fine. But if you're the only one doing the work, that's not going to work out. And it's important to assess the element of growth on their side as well. I don't have to convince you that you need to work on yourself. You're watching these videos, you're already doing the work. And well done to you. It's important to accept that down the line, a healthy relationship is usually based on acceptance. I respect the person you are, and I understand that you're not perfect. And I understand that you have insecurities, and we'll work things out. We're together, we're a team. If it's conditional to an extreme point, that's not going to work out. So again, maybe reflect, pause the video, 2 seconds, and reflect whether, and be honest with yourself. Are you reconnecting out of fear? Because of, I don't want to be alone. There's pressure from my friends, my family. Or out of love. Because you feel with this person, you're yourself. You feel respected. It's important to ask yourself those questions, because if you work towards like, I need to change because, back to the stories you're telling yourself, because I'm not good enough. I need to change because otherwise no one will love me. That's not the right way of looking at this. So be aware of the stories you're telling yourself. And by the way, let me know in the comment section if you relate to those. And this breakup, see it as an opportunity to reflect. And it takes a few weeks, not few years, not few months, few weeks to ask yourself the right questions. Maybe you need someone to do that with you. That's what I would recommend. That's what I've done in the past. That's what I do with my clients, obviously. But it's important to take that time to reflect and deconstruct those thoughts, deconstruct those stories. And let me know in the comment section how you feel about that. I'll see you next time. Take care of yourself.